So, you want to go?
To the reunion?
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, we should probably go. What do you think? All right. Well, I guess it's settled.
We're going.
Yeah.
Well, hello, fellow Norsemen. I'm Victor Carrillo. I'm just doing a little video for those of you that weren't able to attend the 40th reunion at Elevate Bar. Go Norsemen! Woo! Just want to say we're going to do this video for you just to maybe get reacquainted with some of the people you knew back in high school. I went from 80 to 83, and it was just a great high school. I think our graduating class was a little over 500. So obviously I didn't know everybody. And so go ahead and let's go talk to a few people that went to high school in 1983. Back when times were a little easier, didn't have cell phones. It was just a much simpler time. So anyway, let's do a little reminiscing. Follow me. So here I am at the front door of Northglenn High School. Changed a little bit since 1983. So anyway, come on with me and let's go down memory lane.
Going to Northglenn High School was a trying time for me. I partied more than going to school my junior year. My last semester as a senior, I had to take 7 classes without a lunch and a speed reading night class just to graduate. And I didn't make the deadline for getting my picture in the yearbook, so you won't find me in it. My dad once said I was a procrastinator when I was younger. I asked him, what does that mean? He said, look it up. I told him, yeah, I'll look it up later. I mostly hung out with my older brothers during high school and not much with my classmates. I must admit I didn't remember a lot about high school. Perhaps a little too much ganja man. In fact, I had a bong in my duster. Oh, those were the days, I think. The 40th reunion was the first high school reunion I ever attended. I didn't remember a lot of the people. I was mostly familiar with those people I went to elementary, junior high, and high school with. It was great catching up with them after so long. Facebook has allowed me to keep in touch with most of them. It was great seeing some of my old classmates that we shared many memories together growing up. I wish all my Northglenn High School classmates from the graduating class of 1983 good health and prosperity in the years to come. I have to admit that growing up in Northglenn was a great experience that I will always cherish.
All right, my name is David Baca, and I graduated from Northglenn High School in 1983. This is my wife, Regina.
Well, what do you, some of your favorite memory growing up in Northglenn?
Moving to Northglenn, we moved to Northglenn in 1977. I was 11. I started my junior high school year at Northeast Junior High, and probably my favorite time during junior high and high school was just everything was still pretty mellow. There was no crime. Everybody pretty much got along with each other, made a lot of cool friends. Even though I was Latino and predominantly white neighborhood, it was still, we still clicked, you know, we got along. That was cool.
What do you fight?
Didn't get into any fights. No.
I was one of the few Hispanic growing up too. Grew up in elementary school. Anyway, so
I had 3 brothers, so that helped.
What year did they graduate?
My brother Eric, Eric went to Northglenn. He was class of 84. My brother Chris was class of 85. And my older brother Robert was class of 81. So all 4 of us went to high school, Northglenn.
And so when you went to Northglenn High School, what is your favorite memory of the thing? What was it about Northglenn High School? Or did like?
You know, thinking back to my high school years, I liked the community. There were different cliques. You know, there were the what we call the stoners. There were the jocks. The Mexicans were called the
Chicanos?
no, I don't remember. I don't remember what they were called actually, because I wasn't one of them.
I don't remember either. Oh, we'll have to. Can you Google it?
It's not on the Baca 83 board, so I don't know. I can't help you.
So, what group did you belong to?
I actually didn't belong to any of those.
Yeah, you got along with everybody? Or?
Yeah, I did. My brother Robert, he was older. He was a senior when I was a sophomore, so he hung around the Latino group, the Spanish group.
Okay.
My brother Eric, the same way. Chris was a stoner.
Oh, Lord. Woo! Damn. Okay.
The youngest. Chris was the youngest, and I just kind of didn't belong to a clique. You know, I hung around guys who were, me and my friend Jerry Jaramillo hung around a couple of other guys that were white. And none of us belonged to a clique. We were kind of our own clique.
So, you guys party a lot?
Yeah, we did.
What were some of the big parties you went to? Try big bed, parties?
Oh yeah. Back in the early '80s, the 120th North was pretty much undeveloped, so there were always parties out in the fields out here, just where we're at now. There were parties, and you know, people would bring floodlights and kegs of beer, and you just had to pay a couple of bucks and you got in. And our biggest fear back then was making sure we had a ride home, because we used to tell each other, "Don't leave without me. Don't leave without me."
Forget something? Oh, shit, I forgot my jacket. Wait for me. Not, I'll be right back. Hey, I got my keys in there. Wait for me, man. Don't wait for me.
All right, so 40 years later, just graduated.
Yeah. Now 40 years.
What advice would you give somebody getting ready to graduate?
My advice to people that are graduating in 2023 would be to follow your dreams. You know, if your dream is to become a pastor like me, then follow your dreams. Whatever brings you joy. But I would also say this: make room for God. Make sure that God is a major part of your life, the major part of your life.
All right, man. I appreciate you talking.
Thanks, Vic.
Sherry Buckley, now Carlson, graduated 1983. Hung out with Victor, Paul Green, Jeff McKinney, Karen Lang, Vicki Mars, and Molly Sampson.
What are some of your favorite memories about growing up? And when did you move to Northglenn?
Well, my favorite was tying Karen Lang's bathing suit to the lawn chair while we were out suntanning, and then pouring ice water on her. Karen Lang and I and Vicki had a party at Vicki's sister's and got caught hula hopping in the middle of the night and got hauled into Westminster Police Department.
I didn't know that. Keep telling stories, 'cause I don't know that.
Yeah, going to a Harley Davidson party.
How about this one?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Were you kind of a rebel? Did you drink? Did you party a lot? What did you do?
I was doing quite a bit of drinking until I got called into the police department, and that kind of when you're in a bathroom stall and a police officer is telling you to go ahead and go, and you're going, well, no, number 2 doesn't happen with people around. She goes, go ahead. And I'm like, yeah, I think I can hold it.
Oh,
So
you have sisters and brothers, correct?
I have a younger sister, Pam Buckley Wickstrom, and an older brother, Todd Buckley.
Okay. So what did you like or didn't like about going to Northglenn High School?
I think it was too big. We lost track of the group that we hung out with in junior high. Junior high was more we're closer knit people then.
So, what advice would you give to somebody who's just getting ready to graduate?
One day at a time. Take one day at a time and not stress the little things.
My name is Stacy Johnson. I am from the class of 1983 from Northglenn High School.
Okay. So how long have you been in Northglenn? Do you still live here, and when did you move here?
I grew up in Northglenn since probably 1971, 1972. I moved away in 1985 just to the nearby Broomfield, Colorado.
Okay.
I didn't move far away from home.
Okay. And so do you have siblings?
I do. There were 6 of us. I have 2 brothers from class of 1984. I was 83. I have a brother that was 1982, who unfortunately passed away. I have a brother from 1981 and my sister from 1980.
Wow. And they all went to Northglenn?
We all went to Northglenn High School.
Wow. So what are some of your fondest memories of growing up in Northglenn?
My fondest memories were actually walking down to Northglenn Mall, because we were very close to Northglenn Mall, and just hanging out in Northglenn Mall, getting to do Christmas shopping there for my siblings. We were allotted so much amount of money,
Okay.
and so Christmas shopping at Northglenn Mall.
You remember the fountains there, right?
I do remember the fountains, and I remember the tobacco store on the bottom level of the fountain.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And Woolworth.
Woolworth eating up the diner. I remember, I know I shouldn't say this, but I remember me and my brothers we would steal tips off the table. I shouldn't admit that, but...
You shouldn't say that because I used to work at Woolworth.
Oops. I probably stole some of your tips then if you worked at...
You did, because the waitresses shared it with us.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think it was my brothers that did that.
Well, you can't go back on that now, so you owe me some money.
Okay. Put it on my bill.
So, you graduated in 83 at Northglenn High School. Who did you hang out with? What are some of your fondest memories of going to Northglenn High School?
I remember it was me and my best friend Tracy Hill, better known as Tracy and Stacy. I hung out with Melinda Ball. She was a well-known basketball player back then. But basically it was me and Tracy. We were like 2 peas in a pod.
Oh, you still keep in touch?
Oh yeah, she's here with me at the reunion.
That's right.
She is.
We'll be interviewing her soon.
Great.
Now, one more question.
Yes.
Somebody getting ready to graduate, say next year from high school. What advice would you give them?
My advice would be to continue your education, go to a college, and get a good job, because the housing, I feel sorry for the younger people in this generation that have to put up with the high housing costs, and so you need to make a lot of money.
Very good. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Kathy Cass Edens. And I grew up in Northglenn, and most of the people that I grew up with, I knew all the way back since elementary school.
Which elementary school did you go to?
I went to Hillcrest
Okay.
and to Pecos Junior High,
Okay.
and then Northglenn High School. And so you said you want to know my fondest memories about growing up in Northglenn?
Well, you have siblings?
I have an older brother, Christopher Pass. He's 4 years older than me. Moved out of the state, married, has kids. Kids are grown.
And so, what are some of your fondest memories growing up in Northglenn?
You know, there was just a close-knit circle of girls that all lived within a few blocks of each other, that we were in classes together. And I always think about elementary school and junior high, because we'd have slumber parties for birthdays and throwing brownies together. And it just seemed like we stayed together. I still feel connected to them, even though we didn't stay close all the way through school. I feel like we're all still friends.
So you went to Northglenn High School and graduated in '83, correct?
Correct.
So, what were your likes? What did you like to do in high school, and who'd you hang out with?
When I was in high school, I was involved in choir and theater. I was really interested in foreign languages, so I was taking Spanish and French during high school. And
You speak fluent Spanish?
I wouldn't say fluent, but it's with me. I continued to study languages, and I ended up getting a degree in Russian. At one time, when I was at CU studying Russian, I was taking Spanish, Portuguese, and Russian at the same time because it was just fun.
Oh, nice.
And then I just kind of kept taking them, but I didn't end up working with languages, but I love to travel, so.
And what are some of your fondest, not fondest, but what are some of your favorite places you travel to?
We started out mostly going to Mexico, of course, and it was very easy because my Spanish was good, but I really
All over
enjoyed
Mexico, or?
mostly the Yucatan Peninsula. I really enjoyed seeing ancient civilization sites, and we've made friends there. But I've enjoyed going to India several times. I went back in March for my 5th time. One of the once-in-a-lifetime trip becomes a place that you want to go back to. And we've been to Italy a few times. I've really enjoyed.
And you speak Italian as well?
I don't speak Italian, but what's funny is it's close enough to Spanish that I could use the Spanish.
Yeah.
Even when I tried to use a little Italian, they would just speak to me in Spanish. It was funny.
Right. So, what advice would you give somebody who's going to graduate next year from high school? What advice would you give them?
Well, partly because I really love to travel, I would say don't put it off if that's something you really want to do. I didn't have children, but I know a lot of my friends did, and people will put things off because of that. So even if it seems a little hard to come up with the money, I think it's worth doing it early on instead of waiting till later when you might not be able to go or health might not be good. And you meet people and have new experiences, and it changes your life.
Good. Great advice. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, now go get a drink.
I'm going to try.
I'm Colleen. In high school, I was Colleen Macy. I'm Colleen Sherman. I moved to Northglenn in 1979. Went to junior high at Northeast Junior High, and then I went to Northglenn High School for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. I was very introverted in high school, and I just had a very select few friends. Graduated June of '83.
Who are some of the select friends you have?
Lena Lundgren, Chan Yu, Jeff McKinney, Joe Lightmiller.
Jeff McKinney was my next door neighbor.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we got in a lot of trouble. But anyway.
I knew you guys were like really good friends.
So what are some of your fondest memories of growing up in Northglenn?
Just it was a great place to grow up. It was a nice, quiet community, and I loved it. I lived in Northglenn from 1979 to 2016, and then I moved to Grand Junction, and I just recently moved back to the desert area, and I currently live in Aurora.
Okay.
which I'm not fond of. I wish I could live up here, but I'm so close. And my mom still lives in Northglenn.
Oh, wow.
She's 81, so.
What part of Northglenn does she live?
Right now she lives at 111 and Grant.
Oh, okay.
Right down from Immaculate Heart of Mary Catholic Church.
All right. So you graduated in '83, and what are some of your fondest memories of going to high school?
Like I said, I was such an introvert.
Right.
And
did you ever go to any of the parties or?
No. I went to football games because I knew some of the football players, like Ken Carlson, and some of the football players, because they were all in Mr. Riefel's class. So he was a coach and a teacher. So one of that class had tons of football players in. So I loved going to support the band, and I was not in band, but we had a really good band. We had a good football team when I was in high school, and I just thought Northglenn was a great high school. It was a great high school when I was there.
So if you were to give somebody some advice that's getting ready to graduate, say next year, or just graduated, what advice would you give them?
Go have fun. I mean, work hard, but play hard. I mean, go travel, go live your best life, because there's so much time that gets away from you. And if you're in a relationship, I remember kids that got married right after high school, the day after high school, and I'm like, oh no. And I didn't get married right away. I had a kid 10 years after I graduated. I was never married until 2017, and then my husband passed away. But so
live it while you can.
That's right. I mean, work hard, but play hard. Go and have adventures. Don't just be stuck. Come back if you love it here or wherever you're from, but go. Just explore. I wish I would have done that.
All right. Well, I appreciate you talking to us, and we'll let's do a little party. Have a drink.
Thanks.
A few moments later.
My best memories are going to the Bahamas, or having a pizza